Hey there, everyone. This is Ray Higdon. Welcome to Recruiting Mastery. This is something that I really I'm going to be sharing some things on here that they're kind of things that I've learned over the years of being in sales, of being in telemarketing, of being in high-end real estate sales. Majority of the sales that I've done, I've taught door-to-door salespeople how to sell advertising. I've taught telemarketing. I've taught negotiations, and all of these things I believe have made me a better recruiter in network marketing. And a lot of they came from such various places that I believe some of my natural responses to prospects is quite different than anything I've ever seen taught in network marketing. So in this webinar, there's actually a few things that I've just never seen taught in network marketing, and I think that you'll definitely feel you got your money's worth with this. I am eager to hear feedback on this, so please feel free as we go through this. If you have something that really jumps out at you, make a note of it. Shoot me an email and say, hey, when you said, blah, that really resonated with me and really helped me out. So here's what you're going to learn in tonight's webinar. And, we cannot go over an hour because I'm actually finishing up the last module for my magnetic sponsoring product on blogging. And so that is, I'm on a Q&A session here at 9 o'clock Eastern. So we're gonna zip through this. I don't have any. If you want to hear my story and you haven't heard it, go to rayhigdon.com. I got it, all over there somewhere. This is pretty fast hitting though. All right. So what you're going to learn is why your prospects are either not showing up or watching the video or doing what they said they would do, doing what you want them to do. Why people get frustrated with prospecting, why you're afraid of your warm market, the biggest profit center that you're missing out on, and really how to correct each of these areas and how to go deeper. And I'll tell you this, I'm gonna make a funny statement here, but most objection handling is for wieners. Okay, that's a weird statement, I know, but there is a posturing problem within the network marketing arena. And some of it is because we're worried that someone's going to think us lesser, or we're worried that they have power over us. And the reality is, and especially if you read one of my recent blogs that compares corporate America to small business to network marketing, we got the cat's meow. We have the most powerful advanced leverage way to make money of anything out there. Low overhead, low risk, high leverage. We're talking, we got it. Okay, so we can't let people take away our power, yet so often we do so. And I'm gonna really dive into why these things show up, because if you know why, and it's kind of like, if you go to a doctor, okay, if you go to a doctor, and this is kind of my analogy toward people that just teach objection handling, okay? If you go to a doctor and you have something wrong, they're going to give you a prescription to mask the pain, to whatever. I even have a pharmacist on here, so, I think he would probably agree with me. But wouldn't it be more powerful to know why you have that pain, to know what caused it, so you can correct that, so you can never have it again? Okay, and that's the kind of level that we're going to get at here. And then I'm going to talk about how to consistently maintain your power and your posture no matter what happens. Because the reality is, if I can prevent you from getting frustrated, if I can prevent you from, banging your head against the wall when a prospect tells you no, and you can just simply stay more consistent, you'll build an empire. This business isn't rocket science. It's just about being consistent. But so many people, they let their dreams go to waste because somebody took away their power. Someone made them feel bad. Someone told them it was a rinky-dink pyramid or whatever. And so after this webinar, by the end, you're not going to have those issues. At least you'll know the ammunition of which, if you apply this ammunition, you're not going to have those kind of problems anymore. And so just a quick little survey, and maybe just type a one word answer to any of these. Those of you, we have a pretty tight audience tonight. I only told people about this one day, just today actually, and so only we got a tight audience. What would it be worth to you? What's one word? What would it be worth to you to stop having any fear of talking to people? What would that be worth? If you just, instead of feeling that knot in your stomach, or feeling that lump in your throat, feeling that, the lack of moisture in your mouth when you're about to talk to someone, either on the phone or in person or at a restaurant or through Facebook or whatever. What if you just didn't have that fear anymore? What if you take all the prospects that you've ever talked to that said they would either show up to the event or they would watch the video, and you got 50% more of those prospects to actually do what they said they would do? What would that be worth to you? To some of you, that would mean an entirely new business. That would mean you doubled, the commissions that you've ever made in your life. 50% more. There's a reason. We're going to dive right into it. There's a reason why people don't do what they say they're going to do, or they don't do what you tell them to do. There's a reason. It's a big reason. And it's actually, when you recognize it, you can fix it like that. You don't have to be hung up. You don't have to be the same recruiter month after month, year after year after year. It's about getting better. And if I make you better at recruiting, you'll need less leads than the next guy, less time on the phone than the next person, right? You can be more efficient with what you have. You don't need 1 million leads a day if you're good on the phone, if you're good at actually talking to these prospects. And this is the highest profit producing activity you could possibly be doing. What if you just stopped? What if all of a sudden you went from being frustrated with prospecting to never? You're just never frustrated at all. And I tell people, I was talking with a good friend of mine, a coaching client of mine this morning, and I was telling him, I'm like, just for kicks, I would love to hook my heart up to some kind of monitor and have people watch online as I prospect. Sounds weird, right? Someone would, right? Someone would watch it. But the point that I want to get across is, when someone tells me no, or even if someone's attempting to take my power or trying to be rude, my heart literally does not skip a beat. I mean, it is dude, 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 dude. No, I don't want to join your business. Dude, 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 dude. There's no drop. There's no high. It just doesn't move. And it has to do with a lot of the I'm going to call them techniques that I'm going to cover here in this webinar. And what if you were able to recruit an additional 2 to 4 reps per month every single month? And I'll tell you, the only way that you can add an additional, and some of you I'm sure are recruiting people. I know David, you've recruited people. I know a bunch of other people on here have recruited people. So, and some of you've never recruited anybody, okay? Whatever you're doing, the techniques that you'll learn in this webinar, you'll be able to recruit an additional 2 to 4 reps per month if you just follow the training in tonight. If you just follow me on this, you will be able to do that. Absolutely. So let's get started. Why, Mr. Prospect, why? Here we go. We're diving right in. Here's the scalpel, all right? The scalpel that is showing you exactly the problem. The reasons that prospects don't do what they want you to do, or what they tell you they will do, is they see you as a salesperson, not a problem solver. Any of you on here that consistently get the I don't have money, or the it's just not for me. If you get those kind of reasons, the reason is they're seeing you have positioned yourself as a salesperson. You have. And it's something like, and I'm going to teach you some techniques here. You have to become, don't forget, in network marketing, half of the equation is marketing. And marketing is not selling, but solving a problem. And the issue is that hardly any company, hardly any upline teach you the difference because they just want to keep it simple, stupid. They want to wish you the best. They want you to be ignorance on fire. But the problem is that if you're constantly just being a salesperson, then you're going to annoy people. People are going to be annoyed. They're going to see you as just someone trying to make money off them. And just curious, let me put down the hands. Let me just ask you this question. How many people on here have an issue with, trying to being pushy to make money off your friends? Right? Yeah, exactly. We don't want that. We don't want to be known amongst our circle of friends as, oh, that's the guy that's trying to make money off me. No. That's what people think of salespeople, not problem solvers. No. Okay, so it's like when the person that invented the wheelchair, were they a wheelchair salesperson or were they a fantastic problem solver? They were a problem solver. But you see, you have people, you have prospects, you have warm market, cold market, Facebook leads, you got all kinds of people that are crippled. You have a wheelchair, but you're not positioning yourself as one. And I'm going to show you how to do that. If they just saw what you had as a solution, because let's be very straight here, people are selfish. They're absolutely, even when people, for the most part, now I'm not saying Mother Teresa, I'm not saying, the one percenters, right? But for the most part, people are selfish, okay? And we have to assume that every person we're talking to is selfish. So if we know that everyone we talk to is selfish, well then, how do we tickle their greed gland? How do we get them to see it as self-serving for them to show up to the meeting, for them to watch the presentation, to watch your opportunity to meet with you at Starbucks or whatever, however you're building. And folks, this works online or offline. However, because we are still, we're not recruiting robots. We're not recruiting coffee machines or waffle makers. We're recruiting human beings. And as long as we're recruiting human beings, we know the majority of them selfish. Okay? Nothing bad. That's, I'm not saying that as a negative. But if we know that, we have to offer them a self-serving solution. We got to do that. Stop begging. I see it on Facebook daily. I get it sent to my email box daily. Please watch this webinar, Ray. You don't understand. It's awesome. Right? No. That is the salesperson. What problem are they attempting to solve of mine? None. That's just a Hail Mary pass into the end zone. Boy, I hope he does something, right? Stop begging. And I'm going to give you reasons why you should stop begging, because it's not enough. And I've been in this industry long enough. I've coached and trained enough people to know it's not enough for me to say to stop begging, because people are still doing it. And it's something that companies don't teach. They don't teach you posture. Okay, they teach you to be consistent and to, plow through the brick wall, but they don't teach you posture. If your posture, it's not going to seem like a brick wall. Okay, stop begging. I'm going to come back to that point, and I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't, logically as well as emotionally. What you want to do is you want to create thirsty horses. Now, I was in a meeting. I did a training for a team of mine in Naples, Florida, Saturday. And someone said to me, they said, Ray, man, you know what? I'm getting people to tell me they're going to watch the presentation. I've had people tell me they were going to show up to the meeting, and they just don't. It's just weird. I don't understand. And, I realize that you can lead a horse to water, but you just can't make him drink. But Ray, what can I do? And you know how I answered this? I said, well, you can increase your chances of getting that horse to drink if you salt their food. if you salt the food of the horse, they're going to be thirsty. If you really salt their food, salt their food. Never again ask someone to do you a favor and watch a presentation. Never again ask someone to do you a favor and show up to an event. Salt their food. Now, a lot of times we miss out on the intelligence of understanding that people have different motives. Okay, and let me give you an example. I have in my team, I have an attorney, makes millions of dollars a year. If I went to this attorney and I pitched him my business and said, hey, you can make some extra money, that literally won't, that won't even, not only will it not salt their food, it will turn them off because they have plenty of money. What they lack is time. But you see, you don't know. You don't know until you ask the right questions of your prospect. You don't know how to salt their food. Now, most network marketers by default, because they got in to network marketing to make money, and here's what people don't understand. What they don't understand is time dimensional staging. That's a really complex term there. Time dimensional staging. The stage that got you to join your network marketing company is different than the stage when you decide to build. Different motives. There was a motive that got you to join your network marketing company. Then, all of a sudden, you had a different motive. And most times, that second motive is to make money. And also most times, that second motive is where you pitch from. Let me give you an example. Let's say that you want to spend more time with your family. And you're working a job, you hate the job sucks, you're barely seeing your family. Someone comes along to you and says, hey, would you be, open to another way of making income if it could help you have more time in your life? And you said, man, I need more time. Yeah, dude, you're saying that I could work this thing and then create more time in my life and man, that's awesome. So you join. You joined, and again, different people have different motives, but you join in this example to have more time. But as soon as you're in, the upline is saying, hey, we got to get you making money. We got to get you rank advancement. We got to get you, hitting this Silver Eagle bonus. We got to get you hitting this. We got to get you this. We got to get you the car. We got to get you vacation, right? So all of a sudden, your motive changes. And that's where most people pitch from. Most people are pitching from the motive after the motive that got them to join. But see, we're pitching people and they're still in that original motive. We just got to figure it out. Does this make sense? Is this opening some eyes right here? I mean, honestly, this slide right here, if you take in this slide should make you tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. No one's teaching this in network marketing that I've seen. I've never been taught it. I've been taught objection handling and what if it's a pyramid? I've been taught all that stuff. And, I always felt that surface level training was not enough, but I didn't really know how to put it together. And that's why I came up with this webinar, right? Salt their food. You got to find out what is going to make them thirsty. So instead of pretty please with cherries on top, would you pretty please, I'll bake you a cake if you watch my presentation. How weak is that? Some of you may have seen my blog today where I equate recruiting, to dating. If I meet somebody at a bar and I tell her, oh, we'd be perfect together. We'd make such a great couple. Man, you're so beautiful. I'd love to. Well, what about moving in together? Right? Kind of weird, kind of creepy. Well, when you act like that, people act like that with their network marketing business. How can you possibly tell somebody that they'd be perfect for it if you don't even know their motives? If you don't even know their problems, their needs, their desires, their wants, you gotta salt that food. And here is a clear indication of whether you're salting or not. If you're having people tell you they're going to do something and they don't, you're not salting their food. They see you as a salesperson. Let me see, quick show of hands. Raise your hand if that just lit up a light bulb. If this whole concept here of creating thirsty horses, is that new? Is that something that's powerful? Awesome. Cool. So here's some questions. Here's the questions that you can start with. All right? There's a ton of them out there. Which one's right? Which one's wrong? It doesn't really matter. Okay? You pick the one that you like. And there's a million out there. You know, I have blogs out there of like 20 questions, right? And things like that. Okay? So the questions. This is how you start to learn how to salt their food. So, hey, just throwing it out there, would you be open to a side project if it didn't interfere with what you're currently doing? That can be for a fun, interesting motive or a make money motive. Okay? Can be interesting there. Hey, do you keep your options open when it comes to multiple streams of income? You know, are you diversified? You know, if something happens to your job, do you have any other monies coming in? Right? Money driven. You ever consider doing something on the side to just have extra vacation money? Now, see, that would be good for someone who's fun, someone who likes to do that kind of stuff. You immediately hone in on something that they may want. But see, you're just asking questions at this point. Do you keep your options open? You know, do you keep your options open when it comes to making money if it doesn't interfere with what you're currently doing? There's a ton of these. This webinar is not a basic webinar on what questions to ask. There's a million out there, okay? So, you know, just some examples for the people that may not, you know, have any. Ever wish you had more time to spend with loved ones? Right? Any of these questions, we start getting the ball rolling. You know, so play with it. Don't stress over which one is perfect, okay? The one that's perfect, and here's my suggestion to you, and I say this all the time. The one that's perfect is the one that you believe is the best. And some of you are going to believe the side project one's the best. Some of you are going to believe the options open is the best. Whatever you believe, and I love what George Zalicki says. George Zalicki says, the thinker thinks, the prover proves. So whatever you believe is going to be your best one, that's the one you should stick with. All right, so now, here's the important part. Here's the part that I don't see people teaching, and that is the salting after the question. Okay, the salting after. Ask them why. Now, this should be on any kind of positive response. So what's a positive response? Let's go back. Let's say I ask somebody, hey, would you be open at all to a side project if it didn't interfere with what you're currently doing? And they said, well, yeah. Or they said, well, what is it? Or they said, maybe. You see, anything positive, what is it is still positive. It's not a no. Now, if they flat out say no, I say, cool. And I'll tell you what to say after that as well. So let's move forward. All right. So why? I'm curious as to why you'd be open. Let me fill my salt shaker. This is what we're doing right now. I'm curious as to why you'd be open. Who asked this? See, what happens is network marketers get so excited if they have any kind of positive response. It's like, hey, do you keep your options open when it comes to making money? Yeah. Yeah, you do? Oh my God, it's going to be awesome. We're going to make so much money. I got this fantastic video. You're just going to love it. Right? We lose our minds. You know, have you ever seen Tommy Boy? One of my favorite movies. Right? Dumb question, okay? Raise your hand if you've seen Tommy Boy with Chris Farley. Well, okay. This is my crowd. Well, in the movie Tommy Boy, there's a scene where he's in the restaurant. And in the restaurant, Chris Farley's talking about his sales ability. And he holds up this biscuit. And he says, you know, I get a sale, and it's a pretty sale. I really like you, sale. You're such an awesome sale. And then, and he destroys it, right? That's exactly what network marketers do. Even when they receive a positive response, they kill it. They kill it by talking too much and listening too little. They kill it by not knowing why the person is open. They kill it by not doing any form of salting and just switching on their greed gland. They switch on the greed gland and they think, cha-ching! I got a fast track bonus. Woo! That's what network marketers do. Because with network marketing, for some reason, every other sales occupation, any other sales occupation, you are forced, it's mandatory for you to go through training. Not network marketing. We just join up and we look for free training and we don't look to invest in ourselves at all, right? That's what most network marketers do. And they wonder why so many fail. It's because they haven't been properly trained. So let's get back to salting. So why? Curious as to why you'd be open. Are you saying that realtors have been affected by the economy? See, whatever occupation they are, ask them. Just curious. You said you're open. Have you guys been affected by the economy at all? Has your company been hit? Do you think things will be better in 6 months to a year? Is this a temporary thing? Or, what do you see? You see, most people aren't thinking in this way. And that's why. You see, we think, especially with warm market, we think that their problems are obvious. Well, dude, Joe's been sitting on the couch for 6 months. God, he needs this. But see, we don't get Joe to say it in his words. That's what needs to happen. That is salting the food, getting the prospect to state their problem. I'm telling you, you ask this question, you're going to get some interesting results. You're going to get some interesting responses. Do you think, with what's going on in the economy and your, present occupation, do you think things will be better in 6 months to a year or worse? Ask them this question. Most people, if they're under the influence of the mass mediocrity of the media, are going to say negative. Now, you've just raised a problem. You've just had them identify, oh crap, wow, maybe I need to do something. That's salting the food. Maybe I need to go find a delicious drink, right? And your delicious drink, it doesn't have to be health and wellness, right? But it's an opportunity. It's a way to correct the problem. It's a way to ease the pain. It's a way to, put salve on the injury, right? Do you think things will be better in 6 months to a year? Just curious. Would you be happy doing exactly what you're doing 20 years from now? These are all a little bit probing questions, a little bit probing to see where they have pain, if they have pain, what type of pain, and most importantly, for them to identify the pain. That's what's so important, them to identify it. Okay, so before I move on, do you guys feel me with getting this salting? All right, because and let me give an example. If you, let's say I'm going to show up to your house and I'm going to do a meeting, and you tell me, hey, Joe's going to show up, and I ask you, what problem did Joe state was the reason he's coming tonight? Would you be able to answer that? Think back, okay? Think back. If you're watching this live, and if you're watching, or even if you're watching the recording, think back to the people you've invited to a presentation, to the people you've invited to an event, to a hotel meeting, to a house meeting, to the online video, that you've handed a CD. Did they state the problem they were trying to solve that made them say they would do whatever it is you wanted them to do? Did they state it? Did you assume it? You see, that doesn't work either. See, if you assume, if you go to your sister-in-law because you know she's dead broke, you can't assume that unless they bring up in their own mind what their problem is. They only see you as a salesperson. How many people want to be seen as a salesperson? Now, don't get me wrong. I love sales. Sales is the only occupation that is not overhead. Do you understand that? Any organization out there, the CEO, the secretary, the administrators, the managers, they're all overhead. And they're all provided for by the salespeople. Okay? That doesn't make them lesser, doesn't mean I don't like them, but I love salespeople, but we never want to be viewed as a salesperson, do we? We don't. We want to be seen as that fantastic problem solver. And that's what this webinar is all about, is transforming you into a problem solver. And so let me jump into a different story. Now, do you guys know this story? Personally, I think it's a little weird. So someone throws a ball into the stands and another couple catches it and the kid's upset because he didn't get the ball. Kind of a weird story. They throw him another ball and now the couple's like chastised or whatever. I think it's strange, okay? But why? Let's ask this question. Why do kids get upset? Well, it's because they're addicted to an outcome. They want something, and any division between what they want and what they get is pain. I want ice cream. If I don't get ice cream, I'm going to cry. Right? Pretty straightforward. You know, there's a frustration. Let me give you a little bit different term that's universal. Frustration is the gap between where you believe that you are and where you believe you should be. Whatever's in between is your level of frustration. So if you think that you should be, you know, president of the United States and you're not even a mayor, you got a huge level of frustration. If you believe you should be the number one income earner in your company and you haven't sponsored a person, you got a huge level of frustration, okay? But it's this addiction to an outcome that causes so many network marketers to fail. Most network marketers are addicted to the outcome. So when they talk to their brother-in-law who used to be a black diamond and who's amazing and knows everybody, and that black diamond shoots them down, frustrated. It's exactly like the kid not getting the ball, right? Don't be that way. You know, the whole if only, and I want you to really, really get this. No individual can steal my dreams or allow me to become upset. I want you to understand that we are in total control of our emotions. And let me give you an example, real quick example, because we still got a lot to cover. Let's say that you are driving, you need to get little Timmy a Turbo Man doll, right? You got to get him. It's Christmas. Timmy loves Turbo Man. You got to go to the mall, and you're searching. You're driving around for a parking spot. Oh man, it's so frustrating. You see one, someone zooms into there. You're driving, and it's packed. People are parked on the grass. People are parked a mile away. It's frustrating, and you got to get in there because the stores are about to close. So you see one. There it is. It's up ahead. It's on the left. There it is. It's close to the entrance. It's perfect. It's right by Toys R Us. Oh my God, it's going to be awesome. So you drive up there. You put on that turn signal. No one's around. You're pulling up. Whoosh. In comes a red Porsche. Right? Red convertible Porsche. Whips in there. Came from out of nowhere. Didn't have their turn signal on. How upset are you? You're pissed. You're upset. You're angry. You're, so you roll down that window, all right? You roll down that window, you're ready to tear this person a new one. The door opens, he gets out, and it's your pastor. And the pastor says, oh my goodness, I didn't even see you. Merry Christmas. What happens to your emotions? Now, if you're like any normal person, your emotions cease, don't they? So what does that mean? Does that mean that we're in control of our emotions or someone else is? Can someone else make us upset, or can we make ourselves upset? Yeah. You control this. I talk to people on a daily basis. Talked to a guy this morning in Australia, and he said, I'm frustrated. I'm upset. The time that you spend saying that you're frustrated and upset is time you're losing money. You're losing prospects. And if you understand the whole Zalocki thinker thinks, prover proves, if you're looking for something, if you're being upset, you're going to be in a mode of looking for things to be upset, and you're going to get it every time. Every single time. Now, what most people do, only the abnormal can prospect while they're upset. What most people do is they turn on Housewives of New Jersey, they eat some, mint chocolate chip ice cream, they do anything but prospect when they're upset. And then you wonder why you're not getting the results in your life that you need. Okay? You have to have this attitude. Are you going to build a business no matter what? Or are you hinging your success on external forces? And here's the reality. Folks, I've been with my primary company almost 3 years now. I've had awesome people come on board, tear it up, and then jump to another company. And then jump to another, right? I've had awesome people come up, and then get totally distracted. I've had the most talented people in my company just not do anything. But I never hinged my success on someone else. I had the mindset, and you need to have the mindset too, that you're going to build it no matter what. You're going to build an empire no matter what happens around you, no matter if dinosaurs are biting, planes are crashing, people are throwing bricks at your house, the dog runs away. You're going to build a business no matter what. And this is not optional. Without it, 99 out of 100 people are going to fail, as you will have things happen that you can use to quit. If you're looking for justification of quitting this industry, you'll find it. And you'll quit. And then you won't achieve your dreams. This industry allows you, regardless, look at my scenario. Here's a guy that I had a few $100 in the bank, eight, not 3, not 4, 8 foreclosures on my record. No income coming in. But this industry, it wasn't me specially, this industry served me. Could I have climbed the ranks of corporate America to make $500,000? No, I don't think so. I don't think that's possible. Could I have built, with no money, no credit, could I have built a huge franchise? I don't think so. I really don't. It is this industry. But you gotta have this attitude. You're gonna have fantastic people tell you no. You're gonna have fantastic people come into your business and quit. You're gonna have talented people tell you no. You're gonna have talented people come into your business and quit. You have to have the attitude you're going to build this business no matter what. And here's what happens. Here's the magic. When you turn that magic on, you become so amazingly magnetically attractive that people want to be around you. People approach you. When they see that you are just a marching soldier going to success no matter what the hell happens, you become so amazingly attractive that people want to be around you. But you gotta have this attitude. And it doesn't come with success, it comes from within. This isn't something that once I hit a certain rank, now I'm unstoppable. No, I became unstoppable, then I hit a certain rank. And that's the attitude you have to have. So here's some reasons why you fear your warm market. You don't have faith in yourself. That's a powerful one. Some of us have failed in life, and we don't want to drag others along with us. Is that right? Do you guys feel that? That's the truth. The problem there is this is a giver's business. This is a business for people that only want to impact other people. This is not just about you. This is about, look at, what if, okay? What if one of my closest friends in the world didn't call me with the network marketing company that I'm in? Because he didn't have faith in himself. Well, I wouldn't be on this webinar, right? I wouldn't be able to impact people. Wouldn't have been able to donate to charity as much as I did last year, or do any of the cool things with my family. Wouldn't have been able to travel, right? So it's not about you. You have to believe in possibility. You got to believe. Now, will everyone go out there and want success for themselves as bad as you want it for them? No. And you can't get hung up on that, or else you'll never go anywhere. You got to have faith that there is a possibility that someone you bring into the business is going to run with it, and you serve them as best possible. Number two, you have your ego higher you rank it higher than impacting others. Now, some people falsely place, the reason I don't want to talk to my warm market is I just don't want to make money off my friends. Okay? Meanwhile, your friends are in foreclosure. Your friends have lost their jobs. Your friends have been fired. Your friends are on, welfare, right? Your friends are in foreclosure. They're in tough places. But because you falsely identified you don't want to make money off them, what you really are saying is, I don't want to have a damaged ego. And my ego is higher than actually helping anybody. You have to set that aside. I've had some of the closest friends to me say, it's a pyramid. I say, cool, man, it's not for you. It's all good. You don't have faith in your community, team, or company. You got to have this. You have to have absolute faith. And I've seen this a million times where they come into, maybe they sign up with a guru or they sign up with, some company or team and they think that everything's great. But once they're inside, they realize they don't get any support. They get no support. There's no community, no teamwork. And they're like, crap, I can't bring people into this. Well, you either got to find a good team, community, and company, or you got to create it yourself. And that's up to you. You need to figure out which of these fear describes yours. Which of these is preventing you from really talking to your warm market? And I don't mean hard closing. I don't mean begging or bugging or chasing. I don't mean any of that. I mean what's keeping you from just reaching out to them. Because I'll tell you, if you are unwilling to reach out to your warm market, you have some kind of fear, there's some kind of faith issue there, and it usually will prevent people from building any business, online or offline, cold market, warm market. Okay? Figure out that fear. Now, this, my friends, is extremely, extremely powerful. These are things that are in, they say that reflexes are in the gray matter of your spine. These are in the gray matter of my spine. But I've never seen anyone teach it in this manner. So when you're calling the warm market, you want to see if they're open. Okay? If yes, continue by salting and then providing directions. Salting, we've covered. Okay? Why? Why are you open? What's recently changed? Well, do you think things will get better in 6 months or a year? Is this something, are you currently doing what you want to be doing? Are you spending enough time with loved ones? Salting. Okay? After you salt and you get a reason why that they could possibly be looking at this, then you provide directions. Okay, listen to this CD. Watch this DVD. Watch this online video. Show up to this event. Go to this hotel meeting. Right? Provide directions. If they are not open, okay, don't try to hard close them. Don't try to convince them. Don't beg them. Oh, pretty please, come on. Come on, do me a favor. You owe me one. That's the worst. You owe me one. Oh, it's just terrible. Okay? If not, ask for referrals. But I want you to do it in a very specific way. And I did this last night. I've done it a million times, but I did it last night on a webinar, on a three-way call. And so I asked the guy, okay, you watched the video, did you have any questions for me? Nah, not really. I just don't know if it's fair for me, Right? Just nonchalant, no motivation there, no interest. Basically saying, dance, sales boy, dance. And I said, perfect. Well, tell you what. I'm going to ask you this. Do you know anyone that is actually motivated, that actually wants to make extra money? Because those are the types of people that we're looking for. So make sure you get with our buddy here and get him any kind of referral of people that are motivated, that are coachable, that actually want to make money. You see, that's kind of what they would call negging. All right? I'm not saying to him, you are not motivated and you don't want to make money. I'm not saying that. Okay? But I'm using a little third party, like a transference thing there. And I'm saying, cool, well, I see it's not a fit for you, but let me ask you this. Do you know anyone that's actually motivated? Right? And I don't pause there. Okay, do you know anyone that's actually motivated, that actually wants to make extra money that we could talk with? Right? You want to attempt, and pay attention to this line right here. Attempt to describe awesome people that your prospect desires to be described as. Motivated, coachable, fun, cool, people that like to travel, that want to make money. And do this very, very fast. Why? Because you should never burn out your warm market, ever. No tactic that you will ever learn from me will burn out your warm market, ever. Because that's not what I'm about. I'm not the guy that's going to teach you to be the guy that they avoid in the grocery store. I'm the guy that whether they sign up or not, they're at least freaking curious. They're at least intrigued. They're at least wondering what the hell's going on. And so you need to transfer this quickly. When you know that someone does not have an interest, quickly move for referrals. Why? Because you can always come back to them. You can always come back, and I'm going to talk about follow-up. Now, some will become open. Some will become open, all right? When you just do this, say, hey, well, cool, it's not for you, but let me ask you this. Do you know anyone that's motivated, actually wants to make extra money, maybe has been affected by the economy? I'll tell you, if I had to guess, I'd say 40%, 40 to 50% will say, well, wait a minute, how does this thing work? And all of a sudden, salt. All of a sudden, now they've gone from closed to open. Okay? Now, for the rest, give them specifics. If you ask somebody for a referral, don't you dare just ask them for a referral. Be specific. Say, hey, you know what? We just brought in a big financial planner that was absolutely amazing. These are the types of people that we'd love to bring in. Do you know a successful realtor that has huge connections? Right? It's a little. This is an even slighter neg. Okay, a slighter neg. You want to typically name higher, smarter. People of a higher social order than the prospect. So if the prospect is whatever, office manager, maybe you're asking for doctors, real estate brokers, financial, whatever, right? So just think like that. Think, rocket scientists, whatever, right? If you have a rocket scientist in your team, actually I do, you might mention that. Because here, what we're getting them to see is smarter people have already joined. You're not smarter. This is very subtle, guys. Oh, how many like this slide right here? This slide is absolute money. And you know what's great about it? You actually feel good. You actually feel good. When you do this, you get off the phone fast and you actually feel good. Instead of being, oh man, I tried to convince them so hard. That you need a shower after that. You actually feel good if you do this, right? And then when you call them back, I bet you $1 million they're going to be more open than when you originally called. Because you didn't try to convince them. You didn't try to beat them over the head. You didn't tell them that it was ground floor, $1 billion opportunity, it's brand new, pre-launch. You didn't tell them all that crap, right? All that hype and nonsense. You actually use strategy, okay? So here's when to follow up. When you have an update, okay, don't you dare call a prospect and say, hey, have you changed your mind? That is not effective. Call when you have an update. And what's an update? Well, it could be that your team just brought in a successful doctor. It could be that you just sponsored somebody. It could be that you just won a vacation or a car or a trip or someone in your upline. Anything. Any kind of update. Maybe you just launched in a new country. Maybe you just added a new product line. Whatever, right? Call when you have an update. Don't ever ask them if they have changed. We don't want to do that, okay? When you're ready to ask for another referral, call them back and say, hey, you know what? We just brought in another realtor, and this guy's in Butler, Pennsylvania. This guy's unbelievable. And I just wanted to call you and say, hey, do you know any other realtors that's been affected by the economy that might want to make some extra money? See, this is the profit pool you're not dipping into. You're not dipping into it. Go back. And here's what happens. The smart ones, like the guy last night, I started asking him for motivate people. He put 2 and 2 together like that and said, well, wait a minute. I could be earning money off these people. Bingo. Do you realize when you're asking for another referral, you're actually also subtly asking them if they want to join the business too? Very subtle. Or at the agreed upon time. Every prospect, you should have an agreed upon time. Call them at that time. Be professional. Okay. So what if they didn't do it? Be busy. Okay. Come back to them. Say, hey there, this is Joe. I'm just calling you back to see if you were able to watch the presentation. I know we're scheduled to talk right now. Oh, you didn't? All right, cool. Well, tell you what, I just got to prioritize my time. I got 11 other people that did watch it. I'll come back to you here in a couple weeks. Now, that's powerful. Okay? Now, here's what most people do. Most people are, oh, dude, you said you'd watch it. And you're like that kid who didn't catch the baseball. Right? Don't be that. Please don't. Let's raise the level of network marketing. We have the goods. They do not. Who has the potential for a better lifestyle? We do. We do. Okay? And so what if they don't show up? What if they don't show up to your event? Call them and say, listen, I just want to apologize. They're going to be like, what? Apologize? I just want to apologize for not doing a better job of explaining the meeting. We had a ton of people here. A bunch of people jumped on board. But hey, I got to prioritize my time. I'll catch up with you here in the next couple of weeks. Curiosity, intrigue. Some of them, I would say 20 to 30% of them, will stop you before you hang up the phone. All of a sudden, from closed to open. Now they're curious. Why? Takeaway? What am I missing? Am I missing out on something? Folks, is this powerful? Is this different? This isn't you tap dancing for someone asking you a stupid objection. This is you maintaining the power. You being postured. That's the difference in this entire training. Got to prioritize my time. And, here's what I want you to really get. Your time is valuable. Why should you not be begging? Because your time is valuable. I hope, you spend precious time with people to help them get started. Your time is valuable. You have to become better at recruiting. Are you seriously? You might never reach your goals. I know internet marketers that spend 70 hours a week creating content, doing this, doing that, but they suck at recruiting, so they don't make money. They may get an affiliate sale here and there, but they're not making the big money because they don't know how to prospect. They don't know how to recruit. Get better at that. I have purchased, when a new recruiting product comes out, I buy it. I've bought all the Tony Robbins recruiting stuff, the Mike Dillard stuff, the Tom Challen, Mark Weiser, who else? I've bought them all. Danny Johnson, all these guys. Anyone that creates a recruiting thing, because that's where the money is. That's your most direct line to money. That is recruiting. Okay? So understand, as you spend time with new recruits, why should you get upset over people that saved you time by saying no? Why would you want to spend time training Negative Nancy? No. You want to get away from Negative Nancy so you can focus on Positive Paul, Positive Patty, right? They have earned your time. They are worthy of your time. Not everyone is worthy of your time. So don't get upset. Don't be that little kid with the baseball when someone tells you no. They may have just done you a big favor. I know that you represent value. You absolutely represent value because you are the upline that you wish you had. I want you to understand that. Be the upline that you wish you had. And some of you, you're in my downline. So, be a great upline, okay? And know that you represent value. You bring value to the table and you help people. That is worthy of something. It does not deem you to beg and bug and convince people. So, let me ask you this question. Did this help? Show of hands if you learned at least 1 to 2 things on here that made it worth your investment. Awesome. Cool. Awesome. All right. So I'm going to give you one last tip, and then I'm going to have to run here. Visualize that you have plenty of money. Before you go out prospecting, before you pick up that phone, visualize that you have plenty of money. And the reason is, if you visualize this and feel it, then you're not coming from a scarcity or a lack mentality. Visualize that you're on this powerful path, and you want to bring together the people that really want to make it happen. Use your mind's eye to look at your list of people you're going to call, people that you're prospecting on Facebook, etc., and visualize them as these are people that are excited to hear from you. Sit up straight. When you're making a call, sit up straight, take a deep breath, and smile. People can feel that. Be powerful. Okay? Now, I want to offer you my next project here for those that want to go deeper, for those that value their time and want to become better faster. For those that know they've lost thousands of dollars in recruiting by not being postured, for those that think it'd be helpful to have all of my recruiting stuff on MP3, I have a 4-part series on power and posture. And, the reality is It's the highest profit producing activity, and this is a 4-part series. It's a teleconference series that I'm putting together. You'll be able to attend live and get the MP3s, and you can check it out at rayhigdon.com/recruiting series. It's rayhigdon.com/recruiting series. You get access to my 4 sessions live on conference. You get to download the MP3s after each conference. Each week, I'm going to have action assignments designed to boost your power and the confidence. And why am I doing this? I'm doing this because I've recognized this is the biggest mistake in network marketing. It totally is. The biggest mistake is not investing in getting better at recruiting. Everyone buys leads, everyone does the traffic, everyone does all these different things. But if you don't get better at recruiting, that money, you're only receiving so much. When you're better at recruiting, all of your leads are better. And so this is an entire 4-part series totally built to boost your posture and your power when you are prospecting and closing on the phone. And by the way, you can get all 4 sessions for $97. That's it, $97. You get the MP3s, less than $25 each, $97. Those that buy tonight, you go to rayhigdon.com/recruiting series. You also get my email riches. This is something that I actually sold as a bonus for different people, and you'll be able to get on this live. But it's a complete webinar on how to generate money through emails. It's a no-holds-barred approach on how I make money daily using email that anyone can follow. It's not technical at all. And you'll also be able to ask me questions on email marketing for 30 days. That is a $97 value. You get that free if you get the Recruiting Mastery. Some of you've already asked me if I would be okay with PayPal. Yes, you can also PayPal me, $97 to rayhigdon, rayhigdon.com. I think I pay a little bit more fees in that, but that doesn't matter. If you'd prefer PayPal, you can do that as well. And you also get the bonus webinar, the email riches, and of course the live access. And here's what I'm doing. Why so inexpensive? I'm kind of known, I guess, is I do a lot of different products that are very specific and value packed for a good price. I want testimonials. This is something that, $97, $25 a call, I think is just a no-brainer for you to boost your posture and your power. And I want your testimonial. It's going to be value packed. There is, nothing. I'm not pitching anything on there. It is full value. How to be more postured. We're going to go through different scripts. I'm actually going to have different calls that I have either made or been on 3-way calls with, so you see real-world examples, exactly what they said, exactly how I responded. And not just simple objection handling, but real conversations and how you can control the posture and the power. If you go to that site, which is rayhigdon.com/recruiting series, you're going to see something like this. We got 100% money back guarantee if you go through that and you go through the 4 MP3s and you say, you know what, Ray, I don't know that I saw a ton of value when I bought this. Hey, if you don't see the value, I will more than happy refund your money. Absolutely. No questions asked. No doubt. So there's a full 30-day money back guarantee. And that's, again, rayhigdon.com/recruiting series. And I just want to thank you. I can't make you an absolute master recruiter in one quick webinar. But I judging from the hands and judging from what you guys, were responding to and commenting, I do fully believe that you learned a thing or two and got your money's worth. For those that decide to buy, you're embarking on a journey to really run with the leaders in network marketing and download the skills that that they have. And I'm honored to see you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in week number 1. And that is it. I'm excited. Those of you who joined by going to, let me find this again. Where's the link? I got people asking. So those that go to rayhigdon.com/recruiting series, I will see you. You'll get the link. It is a teleconference, and that is so you get the MP3. So you're going to put the MP3 on your smartphone, put it on your laptop, wherever you'd like. Probably, I would be willing to guess that you'll listen to it over and over. This is the first time I've put together an MP3 series on sponsoring, and just from talking with everybody, it seems like people prefer things on MP3 nowadays. I know I do. I actually walk around the neighborhood every morning. I actually get up and I walk around my neighborhood for 25 to 30 minutes listening to an audio. You can do that as well. It's good for good exercise. It's good to do that on an empty stomach anyway to burn a little bit of fat. And rayhigdon.com/recruiting series. Those that do get it, I look forward to working with you. And I appreciate you guys. And I have to run. I got to jump on another webinar. We're staying busy here. And I thank you. I appreciate you so much. Feel free to send me your feedback on this webinar. It was jam-packed. We really laid out the value here, and I know that you guys got some value. So I appreciate you, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.